This bond, the FXD1 2022-25, has a coupon of 14.1880%. The bond qualifies for a reduced withholding tax rate of 10%, saving you a 5% from the normal withholding tax on interest income, which is 15%, because the bond was originally issued for a period that is longer than 10 years. When you subject that gross coupon of 14.1880% to 10% withholding tax, you are getting a tax element of 1.4188%. And that leaves you with a net coupon of 12.7692%. Take an example of an investor putting in 1 million as the face value to this investment. At that net coupon of 12.7692%, this investor will get a total coupon of 127,292 shillings, meaning that they will be paid 68,846 shillings after every 6 months. This bond pays its coupons in the months of April and October each year. And that is to mean then, because the value date for investing in this bond, or the day when you are expected to wire or pay for your investment in this bond, is on 7th April of 2025. And this bond will be paying its next coupon on 21st of April 2025. Then in a short period of about 14 days, you will receive your first coupon. And that coupon, as we always advise on the channel, that coupon will be paid back to you, and you are supposed to reinvest it in another bond, and the balance you wire to another investment vehicle in order to help your money continue building more wealth for you. That is compounding. This is the third bond of the 3 bonds that have been issued for auction in April 2025 by the government, seeking a total of 70 billion from the 3 bonds. These 3 bonds have a relatively long investment or maturity periods, because if you go for the FXD1 2020-15, gives you an investment period of 9.9 years. If you go for the second bond, that is the FXD1 2022-15, it will give you an investment period of 12.1 years. And this FXD1 2022-25 will give you an investment period of 22.6 years, because this bond will mature in 2047. Just like we have done in the reviews of the previous 2 bonds, where we were inputting value in the analysis of the bond and by looking at what you need in you are creating your DAO CSD account for the first time. And in the other analysis, we also looked at the risk elements with investment in treasury bills and bonds, and also 4 important factors that you need to consider as a DY bond investor. We shall be looking at more other important information to do with bond investment after 3 seconds short break. So don't go away. In the meantime, give a like to this video, engage in the comment section, and share the video to another person. See you after 3 seconds short break. Welcome back, and thank you for your like and comment. The first thing that I want us to look at is this schedule. This is a schedule of the 3 bonds out for auction in April 2025, and comparing these 3 bonds in terms of their remaining investment period, or the duration of their lifetime into which we are investing in the reopened issue. The first bond is giving us a 9.9 years worth of investment time. We have the second bond, FXD1 2022-15, giving us a balance of 12.1 years. And this bond we are reviewing today, that is the FXD1 2022-25, is giving us a balance of 22.6 years. Relatively long investment periods, but they are also different. So what is it that is in investment maturity period with respect to determination of the auction clean price? When you have three bonds of different maturity periods in the same issue, the possibility is that most investors will be going for the bond with the shortest investment period. And for that reason, because of the expected lower subscriptions in the longer maturing instruments, and a good example is this one that is giving us the 22.6 years of investment, the expected subscription levels for those who are going to be interested in investing in these long maturing instruments, they will be seeking a higher yield from the government in order for them to invest in this bond, or rather to compensate for the opportunity cost that they will have in the foregone two bonds. And for that reason, that higher yield that they will be seeking from this bond will lead to the government compensating them by reducing or giving a discount on the bond price. Because the investment maturity period is a key factor in determining a bond price. So the expectation is that this is the bond that will attract the highest discount in this issue. And with that then, because the coupon rate does not change, the new investors will continue enjoying the same coupon rate as the existing investors. That is the 14.1880%. So what will happen is that compensation or the discount that you get for asking for a higher coupon, it's a reduction in the price or the capital that you are going to invest in this instrument. So the clean price will be below 100 shillings. The other important thing to look at is accrued interest. This bond is paying its coupon in the month of April and October. The auction is taking place in the coupon payment month, that is April. And therefore, we are investing in a bond whose interest or coupon is almost maturing. We have just a short period waiting for the next coupon in April 21st. And therefore, this bond has accrued a lot of interest. Accruing of that interest, we must earn it in order for it to be paid. And we shall earn it but through the investment and purchasing this interest that has accrued and has to be paid out in order for us new investors to be equal with the existing investors. So coupon accrued interest, we buy it when we are investing in the bond. There is the clean price, which is the new discounted face value of our investment, and it is on that clean price of the face value on which taxes will be calculated. But the accrued interest has to be purchased by the new investor, and these kind of transactions, we call them CAM, interest transactions. That word CAM, in other words, means together with. You are purchasing this instrument together with the accrued interest. When you are selling a bond in the secondary market, that arrangement is organized in such a way that the accrued interest during that time of purchase is paid to you, the seller of the bond. But you can also agree if you want your transaction to be X interest, that the interest will go to the buyer, and that goes towards adjusting the price at which you're selling your bond. But not in the primary market. This is not a bond that is being sold between an investor and another investor. This is a bond that is being sold by the seeker of capital or the institution that is seeking capital through borrowing, and that is the government. So in this case, we have to buy together with the accrued interest. In other words, if you are not to pay for that accrued interest, then in the next coupon date, when the coupons are being paid out, we should only receive coupon for the 14 days after our investment and the due date for payment of that coupon. So to receive the 100% coupon that is payable on 21st of April, then we have to pay or purchase this accrued return. The other thing to look at and consider in these three bonds, looking at this schedule, is their different coupon rates vis-a-vis the length of investment. The FXD1 2020-15, which is giving us a remaining investment period of 9.9 years, is giving us a coupon of 12.7560%. We have the FXD1 2022-15, which is giving us a remaining investment period of 12.1 years, an extension by almost 3 years. And the coupon rate is 13.9420%. Compare that coupon rate with the coupon rate of a 9.9 maturity period of 2.76%. Then we have the FXD1 2022-25 with a coupon rate of 14.1880% and an investment period of 22.6 years. Quite a long investment period compared with the others, but the interest, the coupon rates are almost the same. They are so close. Looking at the 22.1 investment period and looking at the 12.1 year investment period and the 22.6 year investment period, the difference is about 0.2%. That is not enough compensation for the extended investment period of the longer maturing instrument of FXD1 2022-25. And that is another rationale that will cause a discounted clean price in the FXD1 2022-25. For laddering purpose, these bonds, we have two bonds here that are paying their coupons in April and October, and that is the FXD1 2022-15 and FXD1 2022-25. Then we have the FXD1 2020-15, which is paying its coupons in the month of February and August. So a choice of those two, one of the two bonds that are paying in April and October, and the one paying in February and August, could be a good combination for those who are looking for instruments for laddering purpose. And basically, FXD1 2020-15 paying coupons in February and August, that is a rare bond. Closely looking at what was issued in the last 12 months, we didn't have a bond that was paying in February and August. Comparing to the prevailing market interest rates, which as per this schedule stand at 10.46%, and if you subject that one to the withholding tax rate applicable to treasury bills of 15%, you realize that this bond is giving us a relatively higher return at the current prevailing market interest rates, because most of the traditional collective investment vehicles, their objective is to get the investors the highest possible return in the prevailing markets. And that is the reason why, as at now, we have experienced a declining trend in returns from the traditional investment schemes. That is the money market funds, the fixed income funds, the bond funds, and the equity funds. They have to decline because primarily they give us the highest possible returns from the current or the prevailing market rates. After 3 seconds short break, we shall now look at the important dates with respect to the auction of the FXD1 2022-25. See you after 3 seconds short break. Welcome back and thank you for staying. This bond has a bidding period from 20th March 2025 to 2nd April 2025. A bidding period is the duration given within which you are supposed to make your bid, or If you don't have a FXD account, create your account, have it approved, and place your bid. This period has two important dates: the starting date, but the ending date, which is the bidding closure date of 2nd April 2025, gives us another two important dates. That is, the closure date itself has its importance because it doesn't run the entire day. That day is divided into two to give us the closing time for bidding, which is 10 in the morning. Any bond applied for or bidded for after 10 o'clock of the closing date, that is 2nd April 2025, that will be an automatic rejection. In the afternoon, once the bidding closes up, then we have the auction date. The auction takes place on the last day of the bidding in the afternoon. And that's why it has to close earlier in the morning, that is at 10, so that the auction itself will take place in the afternoon. Traditionally, the results date has been some 1 day from the auction date. So as expected, if you look at the prospectus, auction dates are always on a Wednesday. Then the results get released on a Friday. But thanks to technology, the FXD platform has enabled the auction dates to close and immediately the results are released. The important element of the results out of the auction is where you are getting your payment key and the exact amount that you are supposed to pay for your investment. Note that when you are preparing your RTGS, you must key in the exact amount that you are supposed to pay for your investment. The payment period then extends from the auction date. Immediately the results are out, you are able to organize payment for your investment, and therefore the payment period now begins from the auction date, or which also doubles as the result date, and that is the 2nd April 2025 all the way to Monday, 7th April 2025. And out of your exposure in bond investment, you must have now noted that all bond payments, whether we are settling for our investments or we are receiving coupons, all those transactions happen on a Monday, and the payments are wired by afternoon of that particular day. And getting this part of the prospectus, these are the specific dates when coupons will be paid for a particular bond. There is a section of the prospectus that gives you the specific day and date when that coupon is paid out. If you confirm all these days in this small schedule of the dates when the coupons will be paid with respect of FXD1 2022-25, you will note that these days fall on a Monday. And once we have paid for our bids, on the settlement date, which is the last day of the payment period, which is on 7th April 2025, that is the day when you expect to see changes in your portfolio account, in the FXD account. All payments get updated on the settlement date, not any time earlier than that. So if you make your payment on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, that will be reflected on Monday, 7th April 2025. That is to say, the value date is when all our FXD accounts get updated with our new investments. Then once that has been done, all those bonds are made available in the secondary market for trading. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.